Grand Rising. I know it doesn't really look like morning, but it's morning. And I'm here to tell you um, there's a kind of liberation that comes with not fearing consequences, all right? Or understanding that some of the things that have happened to you are consequences. Because let me tell you something. I met G Thing after I ghosted Carl. All right. Um, I understand that. About like looking at how some things went, I can understand my own natural karma. Now, I mean, like the stuff that happened with my cousin was so unintentional. Nobody was trying to sabotage her, though. You know what I mean? And I tried to make it right. And I think that's the most, I tried to make it right. If it wasn't right, if I needed to do more, then it would have been your job to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? That's passive aggressive. You know what I'm saying? If it's not fixed, just tell me it's not fixed. Don't tell me we cool. But here's what I came to tell you, because yesterday, somebody asked me about my daughter, and I kind of just had to tell him, break it down to him. I have not heard from my daughter uh, since September. Uh, but there was something else. I've considered to myself, you know, over time, the things that I could end up in jail for or like have a charge for. Um, to say, I heard someone say that, people who are targeted individuals are usually innocent individuals. No, we're not. We're not. That's the entire point of why they target. Because there are things that we do that are like micro, you know. You yourself, if you're a targeted individual and you believe that there's nothing you've ever done, um, that's what they're using against you to target you. And you have to be willing to acknowledge that. I don't think the whole of the targeted individuals are like that, though. I've seen one person, they probably didn't do anything, but the majority of us, they've trapped us into doing certain things so that they could take it to somebody and say, look what they did, you know? So I sat and I thought to myself, like, dang, I really could end up in jail. Uh, for some things. And my thoughts were, it doesn't really matter if I did. Because the entire point, and message of this channel, you know, it would still be publicized. What my goals are, what my mission is for everyone to know about covert emotional incest, witchcraft. It is the act of spiritual binding. Its name is Binding of the Intuition by way of black magic. It was in the Bible. Okay, Jesus spoke of it, and he also spoke of it when he spoke of the Pharisees. The entire theme throughout the Bible is emotional incest from start to finish. Okay, children being favored and etc., etc. Job, Job saying he's blameless. Look, yeah. See, here's the thing about Job. Job wasn't actually blameless. Job was, in fact, a sinner. but he was still upright, and he was trying to explain to them, hey, yo, I am just a product of my environment, but I still love God. That's literally what Job was saying. So, like, my thoughts are, you know, I've come to the point, this is like a point of surrender, I guess. You know, if something were to happen to me and my ass was to end up in jail, no, actually, I'm not stoned. If my ass was to like end up in jail on the news, like, this is what Ashley Harris did, you know what I'm saying? Also known as Mercedes Brown. This is what she did. All of y'all would look me up and find out about covert emotional incest. Mission accomplished. Don't give a fuck. You can't scare me with that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? I do not care. But what is your purpose when you go to jail though? Like when you go to jail, cause you did it. Like I continue to say, you keep saying to me that I don't take no accountability. Okay, well, what are you gonna go to jail for then? And what is your impact when you go? Cause the only thing they're gonna say about you is they did this for money. My purpose was to free all the children on the earth, including you adult child, and myself, and my children, and I can recognize and that I wasn't the best parent all the time. I was just doing my best. Your best isn't always good, you know, and I'm fine with that. I am okay with that. You can no longer scare me with that, cause yeah, when I end up there, and it's on the news, you're gonna come look me up and find out about emotional incest. And then you're going to try your best to change that trajectory for you and your child if you have the wisdom. Because, you know, you can tell some people and they don't even care. Like, okay, whatever. Uh, Excuse me, I was just watching some reels, and there was a reels from the Desperate Housewives. And the lady was talking about how she had 5 kids, and the 11-year-old was helping with the baby. And when I looked in the comments, okay, because that is actually like a structure of emotional incest, okay, just like kind of like those milder forms of it. You know, looking in the comments, you can see, oh, I'll never do that to my child. And then there would be the other people that have normalized it. They're fine with it. They're like, I don't know what the big deal is. I was taking care of kids when I was 11. So you could show them that that wasn't necessarily right. It doesn't mean that it would stop anything. You know what I mean? So, but I think that it would for many if, excuse me. Oh my God. Excuse me. I think it would stop enough because remember, we only need 1%. We only need 1%. Okay. So I just need 1%. Now, you know, I'm not speaking this into my life or anything. This is just the reality of life. If you've done something wrong, if you've done something illegal, if you've been surveillanced for like, you know, a large portion of your life and you've been caught doing something, you can naturally expect to have consequences for those things. So I'm just speaking in terms of the matter of fact. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I think that I'm in trouble or that I think that's where I'm going to end up. I'm just knowing that should I end up there, now that I have less consequences about it because there's not much that I've actually done. You know, when we're speaking in terms of fraud, I signed my name on my father's checks that were for me. I mean, that's not the level of fraud that we're speaking on. You know what I'm saying? We're not speaking on, I'm not on the same level of fraud as them folks. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there could be consequences for something like that, though it be years ago. There could be consequences for some of these men, though it be years ago. Um, and I'm very consciously aware of that, and and just praying for mercy as a result of, um, the circumstances behind how these things came about. But I just need people to know it doesn't matter if I end up there, because the message will still be brought out. That's all. So once I understood that and I gained that understanding and everything, and that freedom, I'm doing much better. I just happen to be awake because I went to bed real early. Excuse me. I went to bed really early, and though I'm still yawning, I went to bed early, so now I'm up early. And sometimes I would like to sleep longer, or I feel like I didn't sleep enough. But I have quite a day ahead of me. Um, so I hope that everyone has a great day. Um, I hope you get what I'm saying too. Like, by the way, yeah, there's yet another woman named Carmelita. Okay, my stats haven't changed. All these people are still men. It's weird. All right, good night. Wait, good morning. Oh, we don't do. Excuse me, we don't do morning. Excuse me, grand rising. Y'all have a wonderful day.